All right, are we rolling? All right, we're live. Oh my gosh. Thank you for showing up for another daily iPhone vlog with your host. Where's your host? Host! Host! Mike, where are you? Okay, here I am. Welcome back. Thank you for showing up. Today's episode is about, I don't know why I'm using my hands. I'm talking like somebody who uses their hands a lot. You guys ever seen the movie Talladega Nights with Will Ferrell? He's like, I don't know what to do with my hands when he's being interviewed. Yeah. What do I do? Sir, put him down. Just put him down. Okay. Anyways, wow, great jokes, Mike. Way to start off a Tuesday. Hope you had a rockin' Tuesday. And today is actually about the thing right here behind me on my wall. My method of transportation, my current method of transportation, and I'm not ashamed of saying that. Actually, today is 1 year. Today marks 1 year since I sold, I know, teardrop coming down my eye. See it? See it? It's an actual teardrop. Today, it marks the 1 year anniversary of me selling my '05 Subaru Outback. It had a skylight. What do they call those things? Rooftop skylights on cars, right? Sunroofs, that's right, sunroofs. Gosh, man, this guy knows a lot about cars. Okay, today marks the 1 year anniversary of me selling that '05 Subaru Outback. Great car, loved it. It was a beast. It was a tank in the snow. But yeah, all good things must come to an end, right? So sold it, ended up working from home, riding this thing all over the place. Quick backstory on this bike. For those of you who don't know, when I was working out in Huntington Beach, California at the REI out there, I actually had this bike shipped to a location in New York, and my mom and Jerry picked it up for me. I flew back, and here it is. It's been with me ever since. I actually, I won't keep blabbering about my stories, but I sold my car out when I was living out in California. I sold my car towards the tail end of me living out there, and I literally used this bike to commute to REI every day from my place where I lived with amazing roommates. Met them all on Craigslist. A lot of you actually know them or have met them. Matt, Eden, you've met them. Chris, you've met my roommates. Great guys. If you're watching, roommates, I love you guys. Anyways, rode my bike from my place in Huntington Beach down to REI, which is roughly, I think, just shy of 2 miles one way. I use it to go to Wegmans and on the Erie Canal and just to get an exercise in. So, okay, so let me just say this. If you are, so today's video is about the pros and cons of not having a car, not owning a car for 1 year. I will say this, and I know a lot of people probably have experienced a similar transition. Maybe you didn't sell your car, but maybe you did start working from home during the pandemic, or in recent, or maybe recently you started working from home, depending on the type of industry and employer you were working for. So whatever your situation is, I do not recommend selling your car, especially if you have a family. That probably won't go over too well with your spouse and your kids. So don't sell your car if you have a family, okay? I'm not recommending that, but let me just cut to the chase. Pros and cons. So I'll start with the cons of not having a car for 1 year. You can't go too many places unless you call an Uber, Lyft, or have a close family member or friend nearby. But again, there's that weird thing of, oh, do I call somebody, to just keep asking them to take me to the grocery store? No, I can't do that. Maybe some people can, but I was blessed and fortunate enough to have my dad and stepmom 5 minutes away. But I'll say this, my dad definitely gave me rides, in a pinch during the winter time, or it was one of those things where he was out to grab a bite to eat. He's in real estate, so he was like, hey, you want me to swing by, pick you up to get some lunch at Wegmans, and then I would go get lunch with him, and I would grab a few things from Wegmans, and then he would take me back. So that sort of thing. So I would definitely say, one of the cons is just being dependent on other people. I do not recommend selling your car if you don't have family and friends, good, reliable family and friends close by, not to bail you out every time, not to use them, but to just be able to call them if you are in a pinch. And also it's good to have people, loved ones close by to go get lunch with. So again, I'm just sticking with the cons right now. So being dependent on other people. Number two, obviously I can't go on weekend trips to go hiking or do spontaneous things like go see friends in neighboring states, or even go visit my mom who lives close to New York City. So that was frustrating over the last year for sure. The third con, I would say, is getting a Chipotle craving and not being able to just shoot on over there and grab my burrito. I get double chicken, cheese, and lettuce dry. That's it, because I have a dry personality, okay? Most of you know I had a Chipotle addiction, and I'm not ashamed to say that. So I can't just go and get my Chipotle, and also if I'm craving something at Wegmans, I can't just scoot on over and get it. Another con is if you are a beer drinker like myself, you're going to get a workout, okay? Which I guess is actually a pro. So those are really pretty much the only cons I had. Not too many, right? So I guess this is a good time to transition to the pros of not owning a car over the last year. So like I just said, heavy items like a 12-pack of Sierra Nevada, or a gallon of milk, whatever, water, vegetables, you name it. The heavy stuff, I will say, and I did document a few trips that I haven't posted on YouTube yet, but man, did I get some good workouts over the last year. Literally just picture this. If I was on my bike, I threw on my backpack, loaded up my groceries as much as I could fit in into my backpack. So whenever I would take my bike, it would only be for a few things, not a lot of stuff, and usually I was in a rush. I needed to get there and get back. So Wegmans is just over a mile away. The fastest time I got there on my bike was roughly 8 minutes, just over 8 minutes. But I was moving. I was going pretty quick. And so that's when I used my bike in those types of moments, when I didn't need a lot of groceries and when I was in a hurry. Second thing, when I would run to Wegmans, I would literally run with my backpack on. I'd get there, do my grocery shopping. I'd have 2 bags. Sometimes I would bring, the reusable bags with me. Other times I would forget. Point is this, majority of the times I ran to Wegmans, I would have 2 bags, so 1 bag in each hand, and then loaded up, like fully loaded, and then another fully loaded backpack. And some days it would be, beer. I would literally empty out the beer bottles, throw them in my bag. People thought, now that I'm looking back over the last year, in the checkout lines, I got so many weird looks because I was literally filling up my backpack. And anyways, it was interesting to say the least. But it was a heck of a workout. I remember one night, literally pitch black, but I don't know why I stayed. I think I ended up going to the burger bar at Wegmans, hanging out, having a beer, and a burger or a slice of pizza, whatever it is that I had. And I did my grocery shopping. Then I realized, oh my gosh, the sun's going down. It's basically dark outside. And now I have to walk home, So I was walking, thank God I had one of those, not a headlamp, but one of those lights that actually goes with my bike. It just happened to be in my REI backpack. I somehow, don't ask me how I did this. Maybe I'm the next MacGyver, who knows. Tied it to so the strap, you put your hat on backwards. I didn't have any string or anything. I literally strapped it to my, I converted this standard bike light into a headlamp using my hat on backwards. You've got the plastic, Anyways, did that, full backpack loaded, 2 bags of groceries, heavy as heck. I don't know how much it all weighed, but walking in the pitch black was pretty scary because you never know who you're gonna run into or what you're gonna run into, an animal or something. Made it home. I was fine, but man, my whole body, it was a whole body workout. Yeah, that's just one of the stories. So let's go back into the pros, right? So getting a good workout, definitely. Second pro, I would say, is just, the workout thing is, I can't tell you how many calories I probably burned over the past year. But yeah, I guess, yeah, no, you know what? This is another pro. Sticking to a budget. So oftentimes, I've been guilty of it too. When I used to have a car, you just load up everything because why not? You can fit it all in your car. When you don't have a car, you really have to be careful and actually stop yourself from buying groceries, from buying too much. And I got caught in that issue many times, probably a handful of times, where I got too much than I could carry. And literally I would have to carry them. I'd walk back, stop with both grocery bags every, 20 feet because my shoulders were on fire. So yeah, it was pretty intense. But again, good workout. That's probably the biggest pro of not having a car. Okay, another pro besides getting a good workout and sticking to your grocery list, or not indulging on getting excessive groceries. I would say another pro would be just getting outside, enjoying nature, right? Oftentimes we make excuses of why we can't get outside and go for that 10-minute walk or run or whatever you like doing outside. But man, I was forced to, whenever I needed groceries, I had to enjoy outside. I never listened to music or anything like that. I would get to Wegmans. I usually run. Sometimes I would walk, but usually run. And on the way back, you're forced to slow down because you have so much weight. You're carrying so much stuff. So yeah, just sitting back, enjoying nature, saying hi to people that you don't know, walking on the trail. I'm fortunate that I have a trail right next to me, and that's another point I'd like to get into. So I wouldn't recommend selling your car if you're not near a grocery store and you're not near good family and friends, okay? And I'll leave you with this because I'm doing a little bit of rambling right now. To sum it all up, because of my family and friends, my mom has let me borrow her car whenever she visits. My dad has picked me up, to literally take me to his place and Susan's for dinner, to enjoy family time, and then he drops me off at night, or we stay for a fire, and he has no problem, doing that. So you have to have close family nearby. Again, not to use them, but to just be able to be able to trust somebody close by with a vehicle, and also my friends. So shout out to not only my mom and my dad, and Jerry and Susan, you boys, Eden, Waleed, and Ryan, for always and my neighbors actually too. I haven't taken my neighbors up on rides to the grocery store, but they offered. So shout out to my neighbors and Eden, Waleed, and Ryan, having good friends in the area to offer you rides, and to make you feel not like you were missing out on things because you don't have a car. That's huge. I can't even tell you, right? So not one of my closest friends or family members, I'm talking my true inner circle, not one of them ever made me feel less of a person because I sold my car and I ride this thing around like a maniac. So that you got to have a good support system, I guess, is what I will leave it on. And without a good support system, this would have been much harder for sure. I have no regrets being without a car for a year. And most of you know from my previous video, for used trucks, leave them in the comments below. I am currently in the hunt for a used truck. So yeah, just leave them in the recommendations. I've been watching countless YouTube videos and doing a lot of research So I've pretty much narrowed it down to the Toyota Tacoma and the Ford F-150 and the Honda Ridgeline. So those three I've pretty much narrowed down. I'm leaning towards the Tacoma. So again, thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing and liking the video. I hope this helps somebody out there who's kind of on the fence of selling their car. Obviously, immediate cash. I think I used the cash when I sold my car to pay off some debt. So that certainly helped. But again, if you're working from home and you don't need a vehicle and you're close to a grocery store and you have a good support system nearby in case of an emergency, and also just to make you feel included in things, that's crucial. And I would highly consider selling your vehicle, again, if all of those things apply to your life. Okay, peace and love, guys. See you tomorrow.